of parties that are involved. So next up, we have James Hardway from the State of Hawaii Workforce Development Council. Thanks, James.
Perfect. Hi, my name is James Hardway. I'm the director for the State Workforce Development Council. And what I'm going to discuss with you today is principally what we're doing to help ensure that you have the labor necessary to ensure that whatever technologies you deploy, that labor isn't the thing that's holding you back. Early on, as many of you know, the federal government paid out about $800 billion in ARA funds, of which a certain percentage was set aside for state energy offices, which is where Mr. Peck gets his money for the state program for EV, and we get money for job training. One of those funds that, I'm sorry, before I get on there, the state gets $388 million, principally off the top of ARA, for energy-related work, of which $29.9 million set aside for the state energy program, which is where the state investment for electrical vehicles is found. That money, according to the federal government, is supposed to create and save 3.5 million jobs nationally, 15,000 jobs locally. In response to what the ARA put out for energy jobs, the state was sort of proactive, and the federal government put out competitive grants saying, states, tell us what you're going to do to prepare for these jobs, put in your submission, and we'll put out a certain number of those. The state was successful in applying to a $190 million grant announcement from the federal government for $2 to $6 million, one of 50 states that applied. We were one of only 37 states that were awarded and one of only 17 states that got the full $6 million from the feds. So now that we got the money, ducks, my thing. So one of the things that we sought to do in order to address the labor needs statewide is we established a statewide board, which included employers, labor organizations, the city and county, other state agencies, and then we established project teams on the different islands. And what we focused on when we went out to our project teams is please talk with employers, please identify jobs. Identify where technologies are coming so that we can prepare for those occupations and we can start training for them. The local area project teams, again, they consist of community colleges, business, economic development agencies, and local WIB agencies. One of the principal problems that we've had over the last year, even with the local project teams, is actually identifying where those real jobs are going to occur with all the energy money that's coming out. A lot of employers in the renewable energy efficiency don't really know what their projections are because they don't know whether through private funding or public funding when that money is coming down, so they can't really gauge on how much labor they're going to need and don't know exactly, I believe like with HECO's experience, not knowing what the PUC is going to sign off on really determines knowing what kind of labor that you need. So we'll just skip that slide. Now you have to excuse my I guess it kind of looks like something for Ritalin or something, but what we have here is our proposal for training, and one of the reasons we came to Ted Peck's office to talk with specifically the electrical vehicle employers. Because what we are proposing, we have $6 million. We want to spend the $6 million. We want to ensure that we move people either currently employed to allow them to keep their jobs as technology progresses, or to take people who are on the unemployment line, retrain them, and put them to work. And so what we are proposing for, and we've met with a couple of the electrical vehicle companies, is that you give us the curriculum to train your employees, we'll install it at the community college, and we'll pay for any and all training, either for whatever contractors are hired, either through public funds or private funds. We'll train those people, and principally for EV, it's going to be for construction of the charging stations, as well as those who do maintenance. And so what we've done is we said 3 conduits to pass money and to do recruitment. Our local WIBs and one-stops, which are handled at the local county level. The one-stops being where people that are unemployed go to look for job services. We've asked the nonprofits, given them $450,000 to focus on low-skilled, low-income workers. And we asked the University of Hawaii Community College, giving them $1.1 million to focus on recruiting people that would not normally go into a one-stop for some misconception or perception that's similar to applying for TANF. In either case, we would pay for the recruitment by whatever specifications the EV contractor is asking us for. We'd put them through training, and then the end result, we would put them to placement. Obviously, the savings for EV companies is that you don't have to put any money towards labor or training costs because we're willing to pick that tab up. Again, overall funding is $6 million, $5.2 million for contractual services. We're looking at what the feds are asking us is a total of 1,300 workers trained. We give $525,000 to trade and labor organizations. And again, that's for incumbent worker training. It's another pot in which if you have a contract that's picked up locally, like an electrician, his workers, before they start in building those EV charging stations, are going to need some types of training. We could use this, we're proposing to use portions of this fund, as well as for Hawaii Electrical Industries. We're giving them $194,000 for job training. This is on top of another $800,000 that we got through the University of Hawaii Community College. Kauai Island Utility, another $100,000. Again, for whatever training they need in order to meet either EV or smart grid technology that gets deployed. Nonprofit providers, as we said before, the $450,000, $1.1 million. And one of the things that, and I'm not an EV expert, but one of the things that we did set aside, besides asking the University of Hawaii to look at the population that, again, would not normally step into a one-stop, is we've given them $550,000 for capacity building. So this would include that if, as an EV company that you're going to deploy charging stations, you're going to pick up labor, we don't know exactly what those training curriculum is going to be. We're giving the University of Hawaii the ability to go out and purchase that or help design that curriculum. And again, $1.3 million for the local workforce investment boards, again for job training. The point, besides what we're trying to do here with electrical vehicles, the point of what we're trying to do with the grant is to build an infrastructure that way when the grant goes away, charging stations should technically still be here. We should still be installing more. We're still going to need labor. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that infrastructure is in place that as technologies change, the University of Hawaii Community College and the state is still able and has an infrastructure in place to recruit and train labor to meet your needs. So that way, again, as we're stressing here, that labor doesn't impede your ability to deploy your technology and get your business rolling. So, like I said, we were ecstatic to be invited to this conference, mainly because we want to come out and we want to say, hey, I have $6 million. I need help spending it. So please come see me. Thank you.
Thanks, James. So does anybody have any ideas about how to spend $6 million? Now, I look forward to, when we get to the question and answer session, I look forward to comments from this audience about, needs for training and, job growth and job enhancement, training needs that you all are aware of and could feed that to James.